Welcome, everyone, to Around the Block on this Friday. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Ken Ogle's with us today, and it is July 3rd. A lot of people are out of work today with his families at home getting ready to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday.
How about that?
Amazing.
I know. I seem like we just had the first one.
How old are you? What are you doing for the 4th of July? Are you guys going to watch fireworks?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really talked about it that much. I'm going over to a friend's house for some barbecue.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That'll be a fun time.
How about you?
My parents and my family, we always do fireworks together every year.
Oh,
So,
very nice.
yeah, we flip-flop between popping them off at their house because they live out in the county versus going to see a display. So this year we're going to see a display.
Okay, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Which
Excited.
display are you going to go see?
Not sure yet. We have 3 lined up, and
Oh.
so I'm going to let my parents choose.
Okay, very nice.
But it is like walking in this morning, so hot.
So it's hot already today, yeah.
And it's so humid. I mean, it makes you wonder what tomorrow night's going to be like.
Mhm.
There are a lot of festivities today, too.
There are a lot, yeah.
So-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go to KFOR.com, by the way, if you want to see those, because we always have, 4 things that you can do. And this week, some of those 4 things are fireworks displays. So you can find out more information there. And if
Now
you're,
the experts they want you to go to the display. They don't want you popping them yourself, Heather.
who's that?
The experts. The experts.
Oh, okay. Well,
We do those. Haven't you been doing those stories? I recommend you don't pop them yourself.
no. We've been doing the stories where it's now legal to pop them
Oh, you've been
yourself.
doing those stories.
Yes, out in the county, as long as your city doesn't have an ordinance that says you can't pop fireworks.
If you do it safely. Sure.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. And I'm not talking, we don't do commercial size stuff. We do like snakes and fountains and all the kids stuff.
Snakes are about as
tanks.
tame as they get.
I
yeah.
know. Do you remember tanks? Do you remember the chicken laying the eggs? No?
I don't know. I'm old style pop bottle rocket.
Well, yeah. And so the weird thing is they've legalized those. So
I
if
know.
everyone's saying, don't pop your own, those are the ones that cause the most fires.
Oh, we've had, no. Going back when my cousin Bitsy shot me in the side of the head with with a Roman candle.
Oh my, that explains a lot.
Burned my head. I had a burr haircut, burned a part of it off.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I wish I could have seen a picture of your hair.
It wasn't too good.
How old were you?
Oh, like 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's not as funny. I was thinking if
Right.
you were in high school, that'd make for a great
No,
yearbook picture or
No,
something.
right? No.
So,
She-
do you have PTSD from fireworks?
Got
ever
me in the
since?
head, my least vulnerable spot. No, not at all. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, just be careful with them.
Oh, of course.
My brother Kelly was throwing a black cat one time, went off right here.
Oh.
Didn't hear for about 3 days.
And that's your right ear. So you probably wear your earpiece in your right ear, don't
That
you?
was my brother Kelly that did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you not hear me? I said that
Huh?
was your right ear. That was your right ear. So you're
Yeah.
probably right-handed, most likely. Therefore, you probably wear your earpiece in your right ear, right? Every day?
Yeah, well, I think you're confused. I'm saying he was throwing it and went off next to his head.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
said next to yours. See,
No,
now I'm
right.
the one who can't hear. I was trying to prove a point. Like you can't, or do you not hear me? Anyway.
See, they're dangerous.
Yeah,
Neither one of us can hear.
But did you ever used to do the thing where you'd light one of the black cats and then the whole thing would go pop, 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 pop?
Oh yeah, I like the whole. They're so expensive now too.
Yeah, they really are.
Oh, people used to light a string of firecrackers, and that's expensive.
It's so expensive. I mean,
I
you
haven't
can
bought
go.
any in a long time.
I spend a couple $100 every year that we pop them off
Right.
because they're just so expensive. You buy a box of the things,
Uh-huh.
and usually it's pretty much the same. One fountain looks like the other, which looks like the other, and it's like
Right.
you got to add some extras to that box. But
Yeah.
anyway, I enjoy popping off fireworks, but we
Well,
will be
that's
watching a
the
display.
American tradition.
It is, yes. I think this is really cool too. Also, the largest beer brewer in the nation, Anheuser-Busch, has provided water for disaster relief for decades now, water for disaster relief. And now they're giving out drinking water as well to a small town fire department. So anything they need the water for, not just drinking water, but they're just providing water, which I think is an amazing thing
It
to
is
do.
nice.
Yeah, so they partnered with the National Volunteer Fire Council in 2019 so that they could reach every need across the whole country. And so it's something the Cloud Chief Fire Department is incredibly grateful for now.
Very, very nice. With their logo on there, it kind of looks like a can of beer, but it says water there, so you know what you're getting. Cloud Chief, that's we appreciate all the volunteer fire departments, especially going into a holiday weekend like this.
Oh my gosh.
Cloud Chief is out by Cordell in Ouachita County.
Mm-hmm.
So can get dry out that way. We've been lucky. We've had quite a bit of rain, but still, those guys work hard, and it's a hot job.
They work very hard. Like you said, they're volunteers too. So
Yeah, right.
They're giving up time with their families to go and fight the fires that are caused by bottle rockets.
Yeah, they're already doing that, so they don't need to be spending their money on water and things like that. So.
And Hauser-Busch, that's a great donation that they
Appreciate
provide.
them for sure. Yeah.
Pets in hot cars. Holy cow, it's hot out. Like I just mentioned, it's hot just walking to and from the building. So now in Enid, what they're saying is there's a post going around saying things like, if you see a dog in a hot car, break the windows. No, you're not allowed to break the windows is what the Enid Fire Department or the police department is saying. They're saying if you do, you can face criminal charges for this.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, following your instincts and trying to save this animal in a hot car, which I would want to do, call police immediately and they will respond. But especially this is going around the Enid town. And so that's why Enid police wanted to clear things up.
Well, and they know how to pop a door open and they can, maybe not damage the car as much and get that animal out of there and hopefully wait around and talk to the owner about it.
Yeah, there could be serious charges.
Yeah.
And there could be an arrest.
Yeah, that's right.
So don't leave your pets in hot cars at all because as we know, even with the windows rolled down, it's so hot.
Yeah, we've done the stories about how quickly a car can heat up inside to 130, 140. It becomes like an oven inside.
It really does, yes. And it's life-threatening for
sure.
babies and for our friendly pets, too.
Don't bring out the window by yourself.
No, not by yourself. Wait till police get there and then break out the windows.
Let them break it out. They might.
They might.
Exactly right.
All right. When we come back, this is so neat to me. The World Cup right now, all of the athletes that are running around the fields, they're playing on grass developed by OSU. And that's not all. We'll tell you more about that next. Kent, have you caught any of the World Cup?
I have.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is fun to watch. A lot of fun.
And something that we don't even think about is that every step the athletes take on the grass, that grass is developed by OSU.
That is cool.
Yes. And it's not just here for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
This is in 400 different event places across the world. So in 400 different places that involve athletics, you can find this grass, and it's called Tahoma 31. That's their special blend that they created. The horticulturists there at OSU, and they've got so many great programs for that, but also veterinary school. So just super neat that they've really developed this grass. And what's cool about it is that the athletes say from the NFL, they say that this Tahoma 31 is the best grass they've ever played on.
They like it. It doesn't slip when it gets wet. It holds up to the cleat traffic and
weather.
And it's the best for not having terrible injuries on it. You still get injured on it in a game of football, but yeah, it's not as bad. Your feet don't get stuck in it, and fewer knee and ankle injuries and that type of thing. So a lot of the pros really like that.
Especially it's the ones that have to play on natural grass. Natural grass,
right?
Not turf.
The turf can be dangerous. A lot of high schools have gone to the artificial turf because of the maintenance that it costs to keep a regular field up. So even as we're seeing that, we're seeing more high school teams, at least a bunch of them around here in the metro, have gone to artificial. But I think you may see things switch back at some point because of the injury level. I've got to point out one thing that's a little ironic. OSU's football field, Oklahoma State, it's turf. So that
is super interesting.
There's been some talk about why aren't you putting down the Tahoma 31
that you supply to the whole world
that everybody has, right?
In 400 different venues.
Right. And OU has sod. They have grass down.
I wonder if they have OSU's Tahoma 31.
That's a good question.
I wonder what they use. That's really interesting. I wonder why.
I could say, she said, we'll send you some grass. It'll be orange.
Oh, well, anyway, but I just think that is so cool. So when you're watching the World Cup, look down at the field, and that came right from Oklahoma State University.
And there's a bunch of it. Boy, those guys run a long ways, don't they?
They sure do.
Man, they run a No wonder there's some time in between the games. They need some time to recoup.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
So you've been watching some World Cup?
I mean, I've watched some. To me, like I used to play soccer as a kid. I love watching basketball. I love watching the Thunder play. I love watching different football teams. Soccer's okay. I mean, I like it, but I haven't watched a whole lot of it. So.
Right.
And I feel like almost a traitor considering I did play soccer as a kid, but at the same time, it's just.
Well, there sure was a lot of buzz about that Bosnia-Herzegovina game where the guy got the red card for the American team because that's not only do you not get to put another player in, but it knocks him out for the whole next game. Whereas, it's like in pro football or college at least, you're out for if you get a blatant personal foul, you're out for a half of the next game. But the whole game, well, that's really a difference.
Yeah. Do we play on Monday again?
Yes.
Is that the next game? Okay. Yeah. So we shall see how we do. Fingers crossed. But hey, they got that OSU grass.
Got the Tahoma 31 going for us. That's cool, though. Really cool.
It really is.
Yeah, I like that.
Very, very neat too. And to be able, like, if you're on that team that developed the horticulture grass and all the different varieties, and you can say, I was a part of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And even if it's not that particular strain, all for the past 30 years, all the different strains they've created through the years that led to that. They've improved and improved and improved. So it's really cool.
My parents both went to OSU. That's where they met. So I credit my life to OSU.
Very nice.
I wouldn't have been born otherwise. My sister went to OU. And so we always had a house divided. I went to OBU and then UCO. So I was the middleman. But they would tell jokes back and forth. But the one my parents would tell to Heidi, my sister, who went to OU, was, do you know why they don't have ice at OU?
Why?
Because the only guy who knew the recipe graduated. So we grew up with just jokes like that. Anytime there was bedlam, I mean, that was always such a fun time for us.
Right, so. I bet. Yeah. Kevin lives in a house divided as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about what Edmond Electric is doing to help Americans who have never had electricity.
Okay.
That's next. I love this next story because, something that we all take for granted is electricity. You go and you switch the light on, switch it off. You don't have to have candles in the evening. Right. You know what I mean? Everything is powered by electricity. There are some Americans, thousands, who are living on reservations who have never had electricity because they live in such remote areas. Their houses are not connected to the electric grid. And so the power grid, I should say. And so because of that, there is an initiative going on for the Navajo tribes on their reservations, and Edmond Electric is part of this. They sent 7 volunteers to go connect remote homes on reservations to the power grid so that these U.S. citizens, which is just mind-blowing to me, can finally have electricity. You understand that, like, some people can't afford electricity. Okay. But for the fact that their houses haven't even been connected to electricity, to me is
so remote that it's impossible to get it out there. So that's, what an effort that's got to be to do that. And that is just amazing that they're doing it. So cool. We take it for granted. I mean, you just think about when you run out of power, when the power goes off for a couple of hours, you're like, man, what am I doing here?
Yes. And think about it too during the winter months.
Yeah.
I mean, that is freezing that they've had to deal with this, and I guess their minds are going to be blown. They'll be able to have chargers for their phones and whatever else if they get signals out where they are, but I mean, it's just going to be like a whole different century that they're living in once this is complete. It's called Light Up Navajo Initiative, and this one's happening in Arizona. So again, 7 volunteers from Edmond Electric were sent to help with a nationwide initiative to help with our tribes.
Crews from all around the nation are coming there to help out because, I mean, stringing that line that far, it's going to be quite a job, of course, and it's going to take it's a long way to push power. So
yes,
it's going to take a big effort.
So far, they've been able to connect about 150 homes, but they still have about 13,000 left to connect. Eventually, wow. It is an annual initiative where people from all over the nation go to help out for free.
But hooking up at least over 140 this year. That's amazing. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot.
It's going to change their lives. That's cool.
It's amazing what they're doing. Yes.
Love that. Way to go, Edmond.
Yes, Edmond Electric.
Yeah.
Bravo to you guys.
Absolutely.
So we do have a firework hotline that we want you to know about. Kent and I were just talking about fireworks as kids and how Kelly lost his hearing and all these things and how Kent got hit in the head with a Roman candle. Who shot you, Kevin?
No, my cousin Elizabeth, we called her Bitsy.
Okay.
I was like, Bitsy, you hit me in the side of the
head. She's like, I know. It was awesome. So anyway, do not handle fireworks. In fact, sad story. As we watch this, a 12-year-old in Tulsa just lost his full hand.
I saw that. It's just so awful.
Yeah, and he has vision. I mean, it damaged his vision. He lost his hand, and then he had an 11-year-old sibling or friend who also got cuts all over his body from handling fireworks. And then we also told you last week about a hairstylist who lost her 2 fingers, and now she's having to learn how to do hair with one hand for now.
And that was a Roman candle that her daughter was actually holding, that she took from her daughter when her daughter got scared.
Yes.
So I mean, gosh, it just it's really dangerous for sure. So take care. Use them the way it says to use them on the packaging.
Yes, those are beautiful fireworks that we're looking at right there.
Those are great. Yeah.
And so what we want to tell you is that a new ordinance was passed that you can pop fireworks, including bottle rockets, but not within city limits where there are ordinances outlawing fireworks, such as Oklahoma City.
And most of the suburbs in Oklahoma, around Oklahoma City, have their own ordinances against doing that.
Yes, so you do still have to go out to the county. But if you do know that someone is popping off fireworks illegally, there is a hotline you can call. You can call or text 405-252-1053. But they say do not call 911. They will be very busy with other things.
Because that's what people do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of drinking and driving on July 4th. So they've got that. They'll be fighting fires. There will be other things. So don't call 911. Again, that number, 405-252-1053.
Yeah. Do you have pets that get afraid when
Oh, yeah. But my pets are indoors.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for the outdoor pets. They're terrified.
Yeah, they could be scared of it, some of them.
Yeah, I did have a dog one year who I sat him outside to watch with us. Oh, my goodness. Huge mistake. And I never did that again. But that was, he would look up, and they can't tell the proximity, what they're seeing and how close it is to them.
Right.
But then also just the boom, 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 boom. He was so scared. So I never did that again. That was, when I was much younger. But so what I do is when we leave the house, I turn on my TV and my, I have some air purifiers that just serve as like white noise. Yeah. I turn those on, and they'll still hear the booms, but they won't be as freaked out. It'll seem somewhat normal in the house. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them a little extra noise.
And so if you do have pets who are outdoor pets, what they're recommending is please bring them inside, at least put them in the garage so they're not as scared.
And they say those compression shirts, they do work, just like cuddling a baby or something, or, they thunder shirts, we call them sometimes.
Yeah, and they have weighted vests. They have all kinds of different things. You can even go to a vet. It's probably too late today, but you can go to a vet, let's say for next year, and you can even have Prozac prescribed for your dog and other anti-anxiety medicines.
Really?
They use Prozac in cats. I used to have this male cat who would urinate in my house everywhere. And we tried everything, even Prozac. They put male cats on that to try to prevent that. Didn't work. So
really? I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Anyway, he was a sweet cat though.
I'm learning all kinds of weird things.
Another 4th of July warning. Be very, very careful on the roads. As I mentioned, we always do have DUIs and so forth, but just so many people out watching displays and then, heading home late at night. Data from last year, the OHP put out data, and they said that 9 people lost their lives on the road. 6 of those deaths were speed related for 4th of July festivities specifically. So be very careful out there.
Yeah, we already had a big wreck this morning near I-240 and I-35 with everybody. Everybody's heading to the lake early and all that. And of course, you want to get to your destination. You're in a hurry, but take your time, follow the speed limit, get that guy in front of you, plenty of room.
Yes, and the victims that we were talking about, the 9 who passed away last year, just in the metro area, they ranged from age 5 to age 88.
Yeah.
So, sad deal.
Sure is. Be careful.
When we come back, yet another 4th of July warning. But it'll help keep you safe. Plus, we want to take you to the Moore Animal Shelter and show you the fun things they're doing there. That's next. A lot of people will be grilling tonight, tomorrow, this whole weekend, hot dogs and hamburgers. So we do want to remind you, I'm sure you know this, but before tossing out used charcoal or other flammable materials, make sure you soak them in water first to prevent a house fire.
We've done way too many stories about those.
We sure have. Okay, Moore Animal Shelter. I love what they're doing. There is a man who calls himself Mr. Moore, and he has this train. And he shows up to various locations with his train. And he went to the Moore Animal Shelter because you know how dogs love car rides? They stick their heads out the window. They got to do this in the train, and they drove around the parking lot, and these dogs got to go for a ride.
That's awesome.
And so all of these dogs are up for adoption, and adoptions are free right now at Moore Animal Shelter.
He looks like something out of a movie.
He does. He does.
That's pretty cool.
But
stuff.
They had to be like, okay, this is different, but I like it.
Right.
What are we doing?
Bring
this is
back.
cool. Oh, look at that. That's sweet.
I
Yeah.
do love that.
Yeah, that's a great thing that Mr. Moore is doing also.
Very, very nice.
To make our animals happy out there. Everybody needs a home. Okay, today's bizarre holidays. We got quite a few today. Start us off, Kent.
I noticed that. Let's see. I want to go with National Stay Out of the Sun Day. That's hard to do.
Oh, you just chose one?
Well, yeah.
Out of the whole group?
I thought I could have just
okay.
have
Well, then we'll go to, okay. Well, the very
I never
first
do that. I'm going to play golf this afternoon.
Okay, so you said stay out of the Sunday, but it's also Air Conditioning Appreciation Day.
Oh, right. It's the same, one and the same, right?
Right.
American Redneck Day. I like that one.
Woo!
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yes, and Drop a Rock Day.
What's
Don't know what that. I don't know.
Yeah. National Independent Beer Run Day.
Okay, and Sparkling Wine Day.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, how about that?
He's just picking and choosing. Here's the list. I'm having to X them off so I know which ones he said. Okay, what's your next favorite one, Kent?
Let me think. I think I'm liking the National Eat Your Beans Day.
Oh,
really? Okay.
National Fried Clam Day. Never had those.
Mm-hmm.
You got one left.
I'm trying to spot it. Chocolate Wafer Day?
Yes.
National Chocolate Wafer Day.
National Chocolate Wafer Day.
Is that like those little cookies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your grandma probably served them. They had chocolate, vanilla, strawberry wafers.
I remember all the different, I just didn't know that chocolate got its own day.
I know. That seems quite unfair.
I agree.
They were the best ones. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful and a very safe 4th of July. Happy birthday, America.
See you later.